The show Pinky Dinky Doo and its associated online interactive tools has set itself four monumental goals: celebrate the power of inventing and sharing stories, introduce basic narrative elements like characters, settings, and events, create an opportunity for kids to engage in thoughtful listening, and expand vocabulary through stories. They can achieve these goals because young children are naturally drawn to narrative. Not only is storytelling an effective way to capture children's interest, it also has valuable learning potential. It enhances children's imagination, it helps develop children's cognitive skills, it helps them explore social connections, it contributes to language development, and it is a bridge to early literacy. That last point seems to strike a chord, and learning to read is very important for a child's future success. But this talk is not about reading. In fact, many of the tools I described do not require any reading at all, and can therefore be used by younger children. This talk is about children creating stories and how technology can help. We've already seen an example of storytelling technology. Pinky Dinky Doo offers a virtual storytelling environment where children can go online and construct stories. But today it is no longer necessary to stick to a screen and keyboard-based technology. We can help children tell stories away from the keyboard using ubiquitous computing and emerging tangible and mobile interfaces. In other words, we can embed technology in everything a child might use that is not a computer. A toy, for example. In this case, the Telltale system is a caterpillar-like toy with 5 modular body pieces and a head. Each body part can record and replay 20 seconds of a child's story, and they can be rearranged and reattached however the child wants. This toy was designed and was shown to succeed in teaching kids to plan out their stories and understand how segmenting it to different chunks can work. After observing narrative activities at schools, we can divide the act of storytelling to 4 phases. Exploration, when children observe and learn about things in the real world. Inspiration, when children stop and think about the experiences they had so far. Production, when children create their stories using various media. And sharing, when children present their results and check how they affect others. Researchers designing systems that support these phases have to take under consideration another very important aspect: their users. In this case, children. In the age group 4 to 14 years old, there is a great variance in cognitive, physical, and social abilities, as well as skills to manipulate systems. When designing for younger children, designers want to create an interaction system that uses gross motor skills, while designing for older children allows more complicated to manipulate interfaces. The design challenge doesn't end there. It is common to view usability in terms of a user using a tool to do a task. We mostly attempt to design products that are easy to use and do not frustrate. But we can stretch our definition. We can aspire to design products that are enjoyable and game-like. This is a philosophy some usability designers choose to adopt, and it is more important than ever when designing for children. Simply put, the systems should be fun. Playful game mats present a setting children are familiar with. In Story Mat, young children sitting on a plushy quilt can record a story. They squeeze a soft toy to begin the recording of their voice and the toy's movements. The next child playing with the story mat can play back the story that was recorded on the same place on the mat, and can either extend that story or record a new one. The system was designed to enable a kind of collaborative story between the child and the virtual stories left by the children playing with the mat before. The researchers found that the children chose to incorporate the story suggestions that came from their virtual friends, making the collaboration a success. Storyworm was another storytelling system designed for young children. Children can make the scenery and characters for their stories from everyday craft materials. The technology is introduced by large foam icons that include sensors and actuators. Children can use a magic wand to program a sensor to trigger an actuator, causing some action to occur on the set. They can perform a whole story that they authored and programmed, or retell an already programmed one. Researchers use this system to examine how different children prefer different levels of control over the story's content and control over the technology's performance. So we learned that within a group of storytelling children, some are bound to be attracted to the creative aspect of inventing a story more than others. Some are attracted to the higher skill level of controlling technology. Some are more physically active, some are less. When designing systems that many children can use together and create a collaborative story, these tendencies need to be addressed. We need to find a way in which many different personalities can shine. This is Poco World, where children are enabled to create stories using an entire room full of tools and stimulations. It gives them a large space to explore and does not restrict the media they choose for their part in the story. They can contribute a prop, an action, a drawing, or a sound. In this world, the beamer tool is the entry point to the system. It is a camera over a touchscreen that can capture videos, drawings, and actual objects placed in its composition area. The children can edit what they captured and store their result on the system's memory tool called cards. The cards can be projected, used in recording, or used with other tools like Mambos that allow some animation control over an image. As part of the sharing phase of the storytelling, Poco World made it possible to export videos of the story created, opening the door for other systems that focus on video capture and editing by children, putting more emphasis on the production phase of storytelling. Moving Pictures is such a system. Its prototype was developed with children as partners and consists of a display, 2 cameras, tokens that are associated with recorded media, and a tabletop interface for viewing and editing media from tokens into movies. Moving Pictures was successful at using physical tokens to represent media and making it easier for children to understand how to construct a whole narrative from small parts. It was also an experiment where children showed their preferences and specialized in specific tasks. However, the researchers felt the system was drawing the children's attention to the process of editing more than the act of telling a story. They wanted to find a physical representation that the children can manipulate for video capturing that is closer to the elements of the story. For example, a character, a dog. That was a key concept behind Picture This system. This design encourages children to tell a story using their toys and creating a movie while they are at it. The movie is captured from the toy's perspective using a little camera toy that can fit over the point of view character toy. A microcontroller embedded in the camera toy detects the child's gesture and translates them into recording and playback instructions. So a child using the system can get 2 camera toys and switch between them with a shake of the new point of view character, and then play back the movie by moving both toys together. The system succeeded in making the interface so inherent to gameplay so it does not interrupt the storytelling. The children experimenting with the system were quick to learn the gestures needed to control it, and it proved to have added social benefit as it so naturally lends itself to creating conversation stories. It also provides an exercise in spatial cognition, making the children experiment with camera angles and perspective, helping them become not only creative storytellers but creative movie makers as well. It is intriguing to see how designers combine ubiquitous and tangible technology in ways that are geared to help children with educational activities such as storytelling. There are many other designs, and there are surely more to come.